controlling in the spirit, so colorful. If you feel it, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give your strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise,
Good evening, YouTube. This is the Toon Review YouTube channel. It is the Monday night Rumour Mill. We have Billy in the house, we've got Stephen, we got Peter, and we got John. John, I'd just like to say, before we get going, thank you very much for advertising the show, saying it was going to be on World of Sport TV all through your show tonight. It's on the TV. I don't know why you would have said that, but you said it numerous times, again at the end. Sometimes I could just twat you in the middle of the face. But, you know, never mind. You're looking all confused, but never mind. You did. But hey-ho. Oh, he's gone off now.
Didn't know for you now, Paul.
No,
Didn't
he's frozen again, as, you know, normally happens with John Sinclair on a Monday night. It's amazing how it never happens during his show.
Yeah.
He also said that, I just got a message from Julie. Yeah, hi, Julie, modern in the background, but... that, you know, despite John Sinclair and his claims that he isn't a Man United supporter, he's joining Maisie on her channel tomorrow to talk Man United. Aren't you, John?
So, Paul, I got lost me. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I know you said that.
Look at that frozen picture. There is a picture. Somebody get a screenshot of that. Gordon Bennett. You having a few issues with your broadband again tonight, John?
No,
I think he is.
First time.
First time? What?
Shaka Khan.
Tonight.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Khan. Anyway, John, you enjoy tomorrow night when you're on with Maisie talking about your favourite club, eh? Tomorrow night, I'm live on Maisie. Tomorrow night, I'm live on Maisie's channel talking Manchester United transfers. Yeah.
What's going on?
John's a red. Sven Botman's in the house. My dream of playing at Newcastle United and with Joe Linton have been ruined. Chipper says, I'm surprised John isn't watching his beloved United on BBC tonight. Mike says, the real Sven Botman will come. Newcastle will make an offer too good to refuse. Adrian's in the house. Mike says, I'm not going to leave too many comments. I want our Paul to be able to catch up. There's no chance, mate, because we've got so many in already. Get Discord, mate, and join the link to Jason's server. Oh, Jason's got a server now. Okay. Kiss me ass. Botman said that Eddie Howe is the English Christophe Gaultier. Jake, even though would you sell ESM if another offer came in? He's like the Toon Pogba. Pogba dines out on 2 or 3 good games this season and spends more time on social media than the training pitch. I do want to start with ASM, actually, guys, because if we received an offer of, let us say, 40 to 50 million pound, would you sell him, Billy Trey?
Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, not a team man, not the kind of player you want in the trenches with you.
Yep.
The only way we're going to get any kind of success out of him is if Eddie Howe tells him to stick on the left wing and don't float around all over the shop doing shuttle runs across the 18-yard box.
Yep. Steve?
Well, selling for considerably more than 40 to 50 million, probably about 60 million. I would sell him for if he was to go. But I still love ASM. I know you've got all your qualms with him, but I know he hasn't been playing well
Quabs,
recently.
is that what you're calling them? Quabs. I like
yeah.
it. That's a very calm name to call what I've been rabbiting on about. Listen,
I know.
I would love Maxi to come good. I would love Maxi to become
I
world
love
class
him.
at Newcastle United, right? But there's just something blocking my view of him. You know, I can't see it happening. But hey ho, you never know. With better players, you never know. Peter, good evening. What about yourself?
Yes, actually, I would. If a decent offer came in, yes, I think I would now.
John?
Pains to say this, right? But he's not a team player for me, and he's just playing for himself. But for me, if a good offer comes from 40, 50 million quid, pains to say, but I've got to say yes.
Does it not really put into context, you know, that, you know, a lot of Newcastle fans won't have any bad things said about Maxi, but, you know, I'll call him out if he's not playing very well. It doesn't bother me at all. But does it not put into context the fact that he hasn't even been linked with anybody? Nobody has come in this window and said, right, we're going after Maxi. There's nothing there from nobody. So that says to me, right, well, he's obviously not in any club's eyes at the minute to become
putting himself in the shop window, is he? Nobody wants, if he's playing so bad, he's not putting himself in the shop window with these dazzling displays. He just
good point.
In the background there, just nobody's interested in it. We can't take somebody on like that with his attitude to the game. He's not a team player, so why do we want somebody like Maxi?
Yeah.
If you were to play the Big Six club or if you were to play the Big Six teams from now to the end of the season, all live on TV, then I'll keep it. But it's the games we're going to need him in. The games against rivals nearest in the table are the ones you don't turn up for.
Yeah,
not a team player.
John, what about that youngster from Rennes? What's he called?
Ekitiki.
Who?
Ekitiki. Hugo Ekitiki.
Billy, do you remember that song? Ekitiki. You know, from the 90s.
Oh, God.
John, you're struggling, mate. Oh, God. Listen, what do you think of him, Billy, being linked? I mean, I said on my show this afternoon, I wasn't sure. He's 19-year-old. Is that too much pressure to put on a kid coming into a massive club like Newcastle United from Rennes and then expected to score the goals to keep us in the league? It's, you know, where's the balance here? You know, surely we need somebody who's going to hit the ground running, or who we know is sort of experienced in the Premier League, if you like, rather than putting it all on the 19-year-old kid's shoulders.
I would definitely take him. I've had a bit of a YouTube spy on him. He's not a player you want to come in and start every game.
Not George Weah's
probably
brother,
one of the more experienced strikers to come in as well, I'd guess.
Yeah.
What I've seen in him on YouTube, and obviously they don't put the bits where he falls over the ball and misses open goals on. A lot of skill, great control, bit of strength, tall and thin, kind of a cross between an Alcat and Carnu, bit of a mix with those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a hell of a player and a prospect. Like you say, a lot of pressure to come in and just perform from day one as a starting striker, but I'd definitely not be averse to having him on the bench, giving him 10 minutes a week, etc., etc.
Definitely. Bianca Westwood, I'm not reading your comment out. It's not a Monday night, thank you very much. But John, if you know, I don't know whether you've seen that comment, but she's still interested, mate. Geordie says, just seen Dele Alli coming out of a Portaloo just off the M6 toll. He reckons he'll come to Newcastle if he get a canny bag of Tudor. Yeah, that was off last week on World of Sport TV when Level 7 Dave, well, he had a moment, didn't he, about Dele Alli. Adrian says at the moment, I'd take Dele Alli. Good evening, Tom. Hope you're well. Everything seems to be falling apart. We've seen this, Stephen. We've seen a few comments, certainly on social media. A lot of people getting very impatient at the moment. You know, apparently Chris Wood has a buyout clause in his contract, and we could easily get him if we paid the money. But we seem to be, you know, if they are interested in him, I mean, the fans don't particularly want him, but if they are interested in him, then surely they've got to go and get him. Time is running out here before the Watford game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I put a tweet out myself, Paul, to say if he's got a release clause in his contract, and if it's a reasonable one, then why not go and get him? You know, he's a goal scorer. You have Trippier who just signed, whipping balls in for him to put on his head. So I would not be adverse to that sort of deal. I know he's getting on, but if it's a reasonable sort of release clause he has, nothing stupid, but I would take him. He can score goals.
Yeah. I you know what? I've had a think about Chris Wood. I'm still not sure myself, to be honest. But Geordie says Trippier, Wood, and Cantwell would be 3 excellent Premier League ready additions if we're able to pull the moves off. I'm a fan of Cantwell. I have to say, I've seen him quite a few times. I do like what he's got to offer. Yes, he hasn't played a lot for Norwich this season. He's had a lot of off-the-field problems with family issues and also injuries. I think he'd be okay, Peter.
Yeah, I've seen him at Norwich as well, and I think he looks all right. He doesn't look too bad. And I think he would do well better than our midfielders we're playing now, the shit they're playing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, people are talking about Dominic Solanke as well. Now, even before the takeover, people wouldn't have Solanke, so I don't know what's going on. Yes, he's scoring goals really well for Bournemouth. But, John, I mean, Solanke's scoring more than your mate, Ryan Brewster.
He's having a good season, like I said, a big gangly guy sort of thing, and scores, and obviously he does, and he's just having a good season, and Bournemouth are right at the top of the table, so let's hope he carries on doing what he does best, score goals. Will I take him? Probably not, but
why wouldn't you take him? If you've mentioned Ryan Brewster and Christian Benteke, why wouldn't you take Solanke, who's banging them in the Championship?
Yeah, he's doing well in the Championship, but what do you do in the Premier League? The last thing, I don't know if he could. That's my opinion. So,
and Billy van der Beek not in the team selection again for Manchester United. I can't believe how quiet it's been on Van der Beek. Surely somebody wants to take him, and he would instantly improve our midfield, surely.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's amazing why Ragnick's not picking him. I just don't get it. And I didn't get it why Solskjaer wasn't, except for we knew Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't the greatest manager in the world. But he did go and buy him, didn't he? But something ain't right there, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, for a player of that quality not to be getting a game in that poor Man United side doesn't make sense at all.
Ronald says, glad title said Rumour because we ain't signed shit yet. Yeah, I know. And that's why, that's why we do these rumour shows, because at the moment it is all rumours. Jesper says, would you take Dimitar Mitov as third choice goalkeeper if we were to sell Carl Darlow? He wouldn't be third choice if we were to bring him in. He was superb at the weekend, by the way, Pete.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? I mean, look at the saves he was pulling off, particularly that one which Joe Linton had a header on target. Wow.
Yeah. That was.
I've got a bit of a qualm about him. Why did they allow him to wear that colour top? Because it was very similar to the actual outfield top, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was because the outfield top had a bit more black in, didn't it? But I thought they played in all yellow, but when I watched Match of the Day, I mean, that's how far I was away. They had quite a lot of black in the shirt, but he made some brilliant saves, I have to say. But let's face it, if we had a clinical striker on the pitch, I think we would have won the game. Because I think the chances that fell to Jacob Murphy, certainly the one in the first half from the 6-yard line, he put it really straight at Mitov. Who did well to, he saved it and pushed it away, which is what a goalkeeper does. But a striker, if that's Callum Wilson, that's in the net. They're the small differences, but really, God almighty. Steve, what did you think of the Cambridge game? Steve?
Oh, me, I thought you were talking to Pete, sorry.
No, that's why your name's Steve.
Yeah, I thought you were saying Pete. Sorry. Yeah, well, I watched the game and I was just instantly frustrated with the amount of chances we had on goal. Like you mentioned, with the chance Murphy had with the volley and the keeper tipped it over the bar. The up-10 chances we had, we just could not put it away. We could have been played until Tuesday and we still wouldn't have scored in that game.
Yeah.
Joe Linton didn't look up to his best. I know he's probably due one bad game. Maxey didn't play well at all. He's always passing back. Sean Longstaff. Absolutely shocking in the middle of the park. That body just give to the striker to go through on goals, and then he got a penalty out of. Absolutely shocking. That £1 million Everton offered should have took it. That's a good deal.
Graham Kilpatrick, thank you for the £5 super chat, matey. Super chats are open. If you hit the $ at the bottom of the live comments, that'll take you through that way. If you do enjoy the show tonight, guys, don't forget to hit the like button for us. And also, if you're new, please do consider subscribing. You can become a member of the Toon Review as well. You just have to hit the join button. I did pin the link in the comments last night, but everybody seemed to have got it who needed it. There's another one. Jabba Dabba Doo is a new member of the Toon Review, regular contributor to the channel as well. So thank you, mate. Welcome to the family. Ryan makes a good point here, saying buying Chris Wood basically relegates Burnley and saves us all. We know what we pick. I mean, has he played a lot this season, John?
I don't think he hasn't played that. I know he scored 3 goals this season, but he hasn't played that much, and I don't think. But going back to Chris Wood, I mean, some people want some people don't, right? I mean, he has scored goals. I mean, like 10 goals, 10 goals that did okay, and he kept Burnley up. But listen, at the end of the day, I mean, if we do get him, he'll be my first choice, but taken short term, and then after that, who knows?
Yep. Jan says Ekatike, he would become a real star for the future time ahead and is a gem. Our one and only mighty Toon Army has got to sign this January transfer window 110%. Stephanie says, I'm confused why the odds are 2-1 for us getting Lingard. Very interesting. Lingard's gone quiet as well, but I think that's because he did say he wanted to stay at Man United for some strange reason. But it's very interesting that the betting has been suspended, Billy, on Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, but unfortunately he's got COVID, so we can't claim something. Yeah, apparently that's virtually done, apparently. He's been training in London all week, and he was due to fly up today, but because of this COVID thing, whether he has or not, I don't think so, probably not. But yeah, I think that's probably one that's probably just about done, I think.
And what about Lucas Dean going to Villa, Peter? Considering he said he wanted to go to London, he's gone to Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, well, he did want to come to us, did he? So I think we're forgetting about him. But yeah, doesn't seem like all the other London clubs wanted him. So Villa came straight in and thought, okay, well, we'll see what we can offer to Everton and bring him in.
As for Chris Wood, he's played 18 times this season, 3 goals and no assists.
It's not exactly,
it's not impressive, is it?
But then again, he's playing in a Burnley side who spent most of the game defending, don't they? And it's normally the long ball game. Jesper says, so it seems another bid rejected for first choice target Sven Botman. What would you do next? You know what? I mean, listen, I said on my show today that I think Lille are playing hardball, but there's only a certain amount of time Lille have got to say, right, we need this money. We need this transfer. You know, if it's £45 million, Lille need that money.
Yeah.
So I think they're playing hardball, but I do think this is gonna stretch on. This isn't a quick transfer, right? So I have a feeling that Lille will hold on as long as they can, and then when no other bids of that kind of money come in, they're gonna have to take it because of the financial situation they're in, John.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, according to reports to say the deal is dead, I don't think it's dead, to be quite honest with you. You're right, Paul, about to say that as well. They're playing hardball. They need the money. They're in financial problems as well. And we just either got to take the money now or we're just going to move on. But I still believe we're going to get that money and get the player, give him the £45 million and job done. But this is going to take a long time, this.
Yeah. Plus, I would go in for the Diego Carlos as well. Put an offer in for that one if this Botman one's dragging on.
Apparently, Jules won this. Pete, John called us the same yard as Seville, and they may block that move, by the way.
I mean, it's, you know, when do you start to really worry about who we're actually going to bring in? Because it seems like these targets are all suddenly, you know, yesterday, you know, Botman was practically done. Lille were going to accept. Now they've blocked that one. Carlos, God knows, Barbosa's gone dead. You know, and now we're looking at kind of lower down the range again.
It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, there's not a lot you can do about it, and it's like going around and flipping circles, isn't it? Who are we going to go next? Who are we going to go for next, sort of thing? Yeah, we lent about over 150 players at a minute, and
Yeah.
who next? Come on, who's next?
Well, Roberto Firmino is currently 12-1 to join Aston Villa as well. I'd be amazed if Liverpool let him go in this window. Absolutely amazed. Ryan says, if we only bring one centre-back this window, bring Kel Watts back. That is not a bad shout. I mean, listen.
No, definitely not. Should have given him a chance this season.
I agree. Kel Watts is
I thought he was going to get a chance. I thought he was going to get a chance this season.
He should have took a punt on Lejeune and kept Lejeune and see what he could have possibly done.
There's also this guy as well, Badashil. He's a brick wall for. He plays for Monaco. I've heard good and bad things about him. I must admit I haven't seen him play. But you know, if he's a brick wall, we need somebody like that, Bill.
Absolutely, yeah. We need a solid, rough and tumble defender to kind of stop us being so powerful at the back. And I'm not seeing much of this lad, but I know West Ham are interested in him as well. So, bit of a competition with them. I'm sure the London things are pulled from, but I think with the money we've got, I'm sure he'd want to come to us ahead of them, surely. But kind of play we want, absolutely. And that's a third one that we've been kind of linked with after Carlos and Botman.
Yeah.
There's another one on the horizon as well, apparently, but can't remember what his name is.
Chris Wood's release clause is 6.10 million. They're very funny. Yeah.
20 million.
It's 20 million, is it?
Wow,
20 million.
20 million for.
Yeah, I thought it was around 6 or 7 million. I must admit,
Nah.
I would pay 20 million. I would not in a million
I
years.
wouldn't do that sort of deal. 20 million for his age, you know. I wouldn't.
Well, the Clonel there says 100% take Chris Wood if he has a release clause. Was good last year. We need a finisher. Look, not for 20 million. I'm sorry.
Not 20 million, no way.
Nah.
No.
Do you know what? I'd rather
Gotta be
spend that
joking.
20 million. I'd rather Solanke for 20 million, to be honest. Well, listen, a lot of people mentioned in my in show this afternoon that Brereton Diaz at Blackburn. Now, what I said in my show is that everybody we sign in January is going to be a risk, right? We have to say that because there's no preseason for them. There's no getting used to the training and the players. They are thrown straight into the cauldron, basically. So literally every player, you know, whether it be Botman, whether it be Barbosa, whether it be whoever, it's a risk, you know, because they're coming straight into the Premier League. So why not look at Brereton Diaz and think, right, he is hammering the goals in. He's not bad at international level either, to be fair. Why don't we go and try and get him? John?
Spend 20 million on it. I'd rather 20 million on him than Chris Wood.
Yeah. John, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I said that yesterday as well, that Diaz will be worth a punt. I mean, he's breaking Shearer's record 20 goals, and I would have no problems having him. I mean, you said there, it's a risk. So why take the risk? I mean, he's a big lad as well, 6'1", 6'2", and he's a target man, and he moves as well, and he gets on the end of things. And why not give him a good goal, Paul? Why not give him a goal and just go for that? He knows the English game, obviously. So why not? He could shock a few people. I mean, he'll get in of those crosses and Trippier, Fraser, and he could shock us all. So why not?
CFC Florida, thank you for your $5 super chat, matey. Really appreciate that. John is sporting the debadged Chelsea top. Would it surprise anybody? Davey says apparently Newcastle agreed terms with Botman and have put in another bid.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. But
The thing is with Lille, you need to make the minds up whether they want to sell him or not. He says
that's the
categorically
thing,
not for sale, but then you put a price tag on his head with 45 million. They need to make the minds up whether you're going to sell him or not. Then you refuse to enter negotiations with Newcastle. The player wants to move, so they need to make the bloody sudden minds up whether they're going to sell him now or wait till the summer.
I mean, are you worried, Billy? Are you starting to get a bit tetchy as to who we're actually going to be able to bring in here?
I'd be lying if I said no. Let's be honest. But I've still got faith in the fact that there's going to be clubs wanting to sell. So look, it's the best January to be wanting to buy in after all this COVID stuff and that, and the clubs are kind of short in the pockets at the minute. So I think we'll get players in. Will we get enough in for the Watford game? I've got my doubts about that, but hopefully we can get 1 or 2 in by then.
Yeah. Caitlin and Nick said, John, keep us up to date with the Man United matches. We know how much you love them.
No.
United from what I picked.
Yeah,
not
not United.
But Gates are 3-0 up at Curzon Ashton.
Good. Good evening, Gemma. Hope you're all right. Nigel, hi, John. Didn't expect you on tonight. Man United are playing. Matt says the fact people are turning on ASM is laughable. Nobody's turning on him.
Not turning on him, but just criticising him for being a ball hogger. Exactly.
Can't just say something as well? Can't say something now, right? I mean, on my video yesterday, I started about players who are not being good enough, right? I'm not going to go ASM, right? I watched your program last night, Paul. You're bang on, yeah? But he's not in front of the team, yeah? He's not rolling his sleeves off and perform, yeah? We love him. I like him. But he has got to know how to play football. He's got to release the ball. When to and when not to, yeah? He's ball hogging. Yeah. The press gets in good spaces. He ignores, does things himself. Yeah? We're not going to go at him, right? But we're just speaking facts and being honest. We're calling them out. They're not being good enough.
Yeah, look, the thing is, right, with the SM, he's got to be better. He's got to be better.
He has to be.
He, the way he acts and conducts himself, he is the main. He thinks he's the main man at Newcastle United. So prove it and do it. You know, but I'm sorry, but a few Michael Jackson stepovers, etc., is not going to do it without the final product, and that's what he's missing. Now, people coming on the show last night and saying, "Oh, ASM is class." Well, you tell me how he's class. Turning up 1 in 10 games.
I've seen that as well.
If he wants to be class, listen, I want him to be class. I want him to be world class.
I want him, but he needs to start doing it for the team.
Sky flying, exactly. But
I think he'll be a better player. I think he'll be a better player if they've got a focal point for him to aim for in the centre, though. I do honestly, and maybe someone like Chris would help him. Someone to aim for.
But look how much Callum Wilson was getting frustrated with him when Wilson's making brilliant dart and runs down the channels. He doesn't get the ball. There was times on Saturday he could have laid it off to Trippier. He didn't. And it ended up rolling out to play or Cambridge getting the ball back. It's, nobody's turning on him. But if he wants to be this world-class player that I think in his head, he's starting to think he is because he's, under Steve Bruce, the main man, everything was through him. He puts these tweets out with his lovely little stepovers on him before match day and stuff. Stop that and concentrate on your football. Get back on the training pitch, work on it, and get to that level that you think you are, that the fans want you to be at.
Straight fact.
He's not. ASM is not beyond criticism, and that's what it is. It's criticism, which if he doesn't play well, he's going to damn well get. But nobody's turning on him.
Absolutely not.
The thing is as well, right? I mean, I'm getting a lot of stick. Right, I'll make it quick. I'm getting a lot of stick on social media saying I'm negative, and I'm the good players. No, I'm not. Looking at a bigger picture, right? I call them out if they're not good enough, and I'll praise them if they're good, if they do well on the day. Simple as that. Yeah, if they don't like it, tough.
There you go, Danielle. No one is immune from constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
Exactly. How to PB? I gave you first bomb outside Pizza Hut a fortnight ago. Hope you had a good New Year, boss. How do PB? I don't know who PB is. It could be you, Peter. Whatever he's talking about there.
I have no idea.
I wouldn't sell ASM as I'm still waiting for my watch. Oh, there's no way I'd sell him in January. We'd be looking to get rid of Toll. Geordie J, laughable considering he's one of the only players that can create magic, and without his skill, we would be well beaten. He can really pull defenders out of position. Yes, and that's what we're saying.
Peter. But it's the final product. Where is it? Either it's terrible at the moment, or he's losing possession because defenders are finding him out now. If he's with this ball hogging.
I mean, it's sort of pulling defenders out of position, but then putting them back in there again and have another go at them so he can beat them again. Don't get us anywhere, does it?
The thing is, what frustrates me with Maxi is he makes a brilliant turn and gets round the player, which gives him space to make a pass or to get a cross in. But then he has to go and take the player on again. He cuts back to the player, and that's what frustrates me. And I'm sorry, but he needs to stop doing that. because he does pull defenders out of position, but he loses the ball, and that's what he needs to improve in his game.
It's like he gets more pleasure out of beating players than he does creating goals.
Yeah. Look at the simple things, like he did against Brentford. Took a player on, looked up, did the simple thing, and gave Fraser the ball, busted his ass to get into the box. Fraser picks him out, bang, goal. That's what Maxi is capable of. He doesn't have to beat 5 players every time he gets the ball. Abdallah says ASM is untouchable for me. Stop disrespecting him.
We're not disrespecting him.
Yeah, this is the kind of, you say anything against some players, and it's like, oh my God, how dare you have a go at him? But if he wants to be world class, he's got to take on criticism.
Oh yes,
simple
like
as.
any other footballer, Messi, Ronaldo, they would have had criticism playing for their clubs before.
At the moment, ASM is more like Traore at Wolves. He can beat anybody, but that final product isn't there. And the final product is there maybe once every 10 games or so. That's what he needs to improve. There's 8 players to go before ASM. He's not there yet, but remember, he was injured day before the match. Well, why play him?
He was injured during the match. If you called to him, to ASM, he's injured every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe some time on the bench might suit him, But it does seem to me, and there's one there, Steve saying nobody wants him. Why?
Well,
you have to ask yourself why you have no interest in ASM at all. Never thought I would say this, but I prefer Joe Linton over ASM at the moment. Holy
not a bad. To be honest, not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout.
John's always been that way.
At least he had on Saturday. At least he had a go on Saturday.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think Joe Linton was great on Saturday.
He wasn't. He will have that. He is going to have that one poor game.
Of course he is. ASM is just too greedy. No one will pay top money for him. Joel says he needs some time on the bench. At this point, even Chris Wood looks amazing. Well, he would look amazing in that side, considering how we're playing at the minute. Need to understand how shit our team is, and he's playing as a striker. Listen, he was out. He played there because Eddie Howe didn't have any options for a striker. It's as simple as that. I thought actually Jacob Murphy played better as a striker when he was put in that position.
That was I noticed he was playing up front half the time, wasn't he?
So you know what? It's not all about that. I cannot believe the criticism of ASM. Okay, he didn't have a good game, but neither did the other. Oh, listen, come on. Nobody can. I mean, this is what I mean. Maxi, right? Who, is the main man. This is Cambridge United of the League One, who are in relegation trouble in League One. This is St. Maximin we're talking about, who was tackled and lost the ball and who was marshalled out of the game so many times on Saturday by a League One side. There's your answer. Yeah. God almighty, we know the others aren't good enough. We do think Maxi's good enough, providing he plays the game the right way. But he was tackled so many times by Cambridge and lost the ball so many times. A League One side. You've just basically. Go on, John.
Do you know what it is? I mean, Newcastle fans, most Newcastle fans are easily pleased, right? They don't like to have a go at players. Don't want to cuss them out, but because they're too scared, we tell it out like it is, and we don't care who you are. We say it out like it is. We're not going to sit back. It'll get told.
Yeah. My bloody mouse is all over the shop at the minute. I don't know what's going on with it. We've got George, who sits in front of me at the match. Good evening, George. If I'm blocking Paul's view, then I apologise. I'll stop standing up. I'm not talking about that, mate. Don't worry, George. I'll see you on Saturday, matey. Nice to see you in the comments. Lovely, absolutely lovely bloke, George. And he's been supporting the club a long, long time, but he's a top man. We always have great banter at the matches, and nice to see him following the channel now. Chris says, is anyone else scared that the new owners are not offering bigger money for players, and does Amanda actually have the PIF funds to use? Now, many people have come up with saying that we have only £100 million to spend in this window. I think that is the biggest load of tosh I've ever heard in my life.
No, it's going to have to be more now. We need to sort this
more and more.
If we can get the players, we will get them. But, Billy, there's an interesting thing here that we're proving it with Lille at the minute that we are not going to be pushed around, though, because a lot of people know that Newcastle United are the richest club in the world. They come knocking for a player. All the executives at that selling club, that ears prick up and think, right, can we get 15, 20 million more than he's worth? But why should we? I mean, yes, we're in a very interesting situation now, but why should we be pushed around?
It's a bit of a tough situation. Really, it's catch-22, isn't it? Because they know not only we're richest, we're also in a terrible position, and we need to spend to get out of that position. So it's a double-edged sword, really. It's the money plus the fact where we are. So
yeah.
I think that they're doing it quite right at the minute, but people know we're going to be desperate for centre half before Saturday and a striker before Saturday, and that's going to put another £10 million on the price, isn't it? That's just fact of life, and
yeah, definitely.
See how brave they are, because I think we can beat Watford without another centre half. And I'll be honest, I really do. We played them off the park at Vicarage Road.
They're a poor side. They're a poor side, Watford.
Terrible.
It's how brave they are.
So are we. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, who are we to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
another team's poor? Jesus, we've just been beaten by Cambridge.
We
Jesus
have.
Christ.
I think we definitely need a striker. I don't think we can go into the game without a striker, but I think we can play with our usual back four, Lascelles and Share, even though I don't rate either. But with Trippier on the side, it improves us.
Yeah. Paul says there's other worse players than ASM, but for everyone defending him, what has he actually done? Take a player on once in a while, and that's it. A rare goal here and there. He loses the ball a lot.
Yep. That's a really good
That's what
point.
he needs to eradicate out of his game, and that's what we're saying here. The only teams that want ASM can't afford him.
They probably can afford it, but what he's doing at the moment.
No, I think what he means by that, Peter, is it's only going to be the Evertons, the Villas of this. Well, not Villa because they can afford him, but ASM has too much time on his contract, and the club will probably want stupid money for him. That's why I don't think anyone wants him at the moment. There's been no inquiries either, though. That's the thing.
No one's come in.
Yeah, no club after any of our players say no more. Abs, good evening. I still think there is time for ASM to come good. Oh, definitely. And that's what we're trying to get across.
100%.
We're trying to put that point across tonight, that there is time for him to come good. And Steve, all it needs is hopefully some better players around him. That might improve him. Or if maybe Eddie Howe turns to him like he turned to Joe Linton and said, right, let's sit down, let's watch some videos, let's see what you can do better. But Maxi has to take that on board as well, though.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he has to be willing, like Joe Linton was, to learn more to his game. I mean, if he sits down with Eddie Howe and Eddie Howe shows him videos where he's lost the ball and where he's done too many step overs in games, obviously you need to cut that out. You need to, when you're in good positions and you say your teammate open, pass the ball to him so he can cross the ball in, create a goal scoring opportunity. So you don't need to say 2-3 step overs to try and get past your man.
Yeah.
If it's a simple ball, play the simple ball. But if he sits down with Eddie Howe and something like that would happen, and he would come good. ASM, he just needs to cut all that out and stop thinking about his stupid board game.
Well, yeah,
many different sidelines he's got going on. I mean, Healy, I couldn't give a rat's ass about Healy or board game. Couldn't care less. He just seems to be concentrating on that more than his football career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Peter says, I thought you guys were getting Vlahovic. We were never getting him. Never in a million years. What about Nathan Ake on loan?
Oh, no.
Do you know,
they wouldn't let him go, would they? But I'd take him every day of the week.
Well, you know what it is? I've always said no, but right now where we stand,
no.
Given who we've got at centre back at the minute, I mean, Fabian Shea had one of them games on Saturday where you didn't know what he was going to do with the ball. And you know what? I don't know.
He's a country more better than anything we've got in this squad at the minute. That's for certain.
I'm starting to think that, Billy. Yeah, I have to agree. But hey ho, Paul, you can say pressure for a kid, but Wayne Rooney done it younger. He did, I have to say. But not everybody's got the talent of Wayne Rooney. Terry says, didn't you guys say that you will win the FA Cup? Oh.
No, I said that. I said I had a feeling. Obviously, it was a bad feeling.
Well, didn't win it. Probably thought we could have a cup run, but look how that went.
Peter thinks we're all a deluded fan base. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Let's see how deluded everybody else's fan base is if they became the richest club in the world, eh? Let's just say, I mean, can you imagine an Everton or someone like that becoming the richest club in the world? Would they not be the same? Would they not be thinking massive,
Yeah.
big signings, world-class players come at the club? Of course they
Of course
would.
they would.
Of course they would. That much money, everything's spunked up the wall over the last God knows how long.
Yep.
On absolute dross. So
if you say ASM is greedy, then what can you say about Neymar? Does Neymar play for Newcastle United? No.
And
Not last time I checked. But Neymar can also stick the ball in the net nearly every single game. There's a difference.
it's the Farms League as well.
Yeah, we need to just go out and spend £50 million on Schick. Patrick Schick, Peter.
Whoa, I think I wouldn't mind taking a stab on him, but how much do they want? 50 million?
Well, it'll probably be something like that, yeah.
I would like him, but I don't think we're going to pay that in this window.
Billy, you're laughing in the what are you laughing at?
I have a soft spot for young Schick.
Good job he said shit there.
Yeah, I know.
After the European Championships, I have to say. Certainly one goal he scored against a certain team that north of the border to us. Yes.
Oh yeah, your favorite north of the border team, country. Yeah. John, I did hear you mention Patrick Schick on your program, and I did have to laugh because you said he's very slight. He's very slight, but he's 6'3".
Yeah. The thing is, right, I got some pros and cons about this guy, right? I mean, let's be real. I followed this guy's career when he was on Sampdoria and Roma. I mean, yes, he did well at Sampdoria. When in Roma, he cost him like 37 million quid of add-ons, yeah, and he didn't quite hit it off him. He had a lot of injuries when he was at Roma. 6 goals, 46 assists, a lot. But when he went to Leverkusen, well, Leipzig first and then Leverkusen, I mean, he's got his career back on track in the Bundesliga, and the guy has improved, yeah. But he is a good player. I'm not going to deny that. Yeah, he is getting better. He has improved a lot. And my only concern is, can he handle the Premier League because of his slight build? That is the thing. But the good news is, if I was offered Schick, I'd definitely take him.
Yeah, I think I certainly would take Patrick Schick.
But £50 million quid.
50 million, it's the going rate probably for a striker. Listen, if we want to sign an international class striker, then £50 million is probably the going rate for one. We know that strikers cost more than any other position on the field. Yeah. You know, unless you're Man United and sign Harry Maguire, but they also paid for, you know, they had to make sure he had an anchor, a chain, a funnel, you know, and he could steady himself in the water while he's turning, you know. So, there's a big difference there, but I think if you're going to have to pay the going rate for an international striker. Level 7, Dave, thank you for your super chat, buddy. Very kind of you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Ian says we need to be very sure of who we sign, but we need to act fast. The pressure's on here, Stephen, isn't it? I mean, you know, it is on because we were expecting, hopefully, today to be quite a busy day, and it hasn't turned out that way.
Yeah, no, I can see why we are getting a bit agitated over it. I know that's it's not our fault, but it's been the last 14 years, my gosh, you know, we are getting a bit edgy about who's coming in, and we want like signings done, all 3 signings in on the first day essentially. But
everybody wave to Jade. Evening, Jade. There you go. Carry on, Steve.
So yeah, if it's what I was saying now.
I can't even remember. Jane put us all off there because she.
No, it's carry on one. Sure, I can't remember now.
Yeah, Aubameyang, that's gone quiet as well, but we know he's got COVID. So listen,
and he's at the African Cup. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we made. I mean, Billy, you were a big advocate for bringing Aubameyang in, and I'm pretty certain that if he was in the middle on Saturday, we would have won the game as well. But you know, again, he's at the AFCON though. Can we wait that long with these big games coming up?
I mean, there were rumours of his partner, Lacazette, yesterday, flown around. And
yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how we can buy the whole of the Arsenal strike force, but the rumours seem to think we're trying to. Yeah, I'll take Aubameyang. Like you say, it's getting him in so quick, but I think he'd get us the 10 to 12 goals we need from a striker before the end of the season. Absolutely.
Yeah. A man with a wooden leg would be better up front than what we have. Jody J, that's a rumour about his clause that Sky were talking about, and I take Woods. He would do well under ASM and Trippier and removes Burnley's threat of goals. I mean, we've I mean,
Burnley don't have much of a threat with goals anyway.
That's not the way they play, is it? Bianca, I know it's a Monday night, but it's not the Horseman. I will read your comments out next week on the Horseman. Which, by the way, we'll start off with a courtroom next Monday night.
Oh, here we go again. Guess what?
Yeah.
John
Sinclair is in the dock next Monday night, so don't forget to tune in. Billy will hopefully not fall asleep this time and join us at the right time, because he will be in the jury as well.
Well, what am I being charged for? What am I being charged with?
You'll find out next week, matey. A lot.
Man United fan? Yes, he is.
Brent and Linda, good evening. It's minus 22 here today, so I'm hoping to be warmed up with some actual rumours of substance. Money, we waited 14 years not to worry about money. Why are they ragging on John today with his red cap, with this red crap? Because he's a red, and you know it's he needs to just admit it. In the end of the day, never mind Dele Alli. I'd take Muhammad Ali because there's no fight in that team. Dele Alli is a massive step up from what you've got in the middle of the park, and he's worked with Trippier plenty. Could do worse. Listen, I spoke about Dele Alli earlier. I would take him. If you haven't seen it, go and watch the Tottenham Hotspur thing on Amazon Prime, right? And you'll see, despite him having a bad, or what people pursue to be a bad attitude, he was amazing in the dressing room, and he hated losing. Now, one thing about Dele Alli, he could improve his training, and I think that's where he went wrong with Jose Mourinho, who give him a few chances. But listen, is he better than what we've got? Yes, simple as that. Yeah. If we can get Dele Alli playing to his game, but for me, I think Dele Alli's gone stale, and I said it in the show earlier. He's gone like a stale cheese, and I think he needs a move. And I think a new club with we're not challenging for the top four, but it's a challenge because we're in the relegation zone. It's a challenge to avoid relegation, and that would be something he could thrive on. Because if he came here and performed, just think of the reception he'd get. I mean, it's what footballers want at the end of the day, is they want that kind of attention. They want to be the heroes. They want to be glorified. And that's what they would be if they win something at Newcastle United. So, he could become one of those players again. And he could get back in the England side. That's what he needs to look at as well. Andrew says, just on the news, the Newcastle in contact with Monaco over centre-back Benoit Badiashile. Yep. Ryan says there's no fringe good strikers from top six that are good enough. I can't think of any. I mean, Nketiah at Arsenal, I think has got talent, undoubtedly. But again, is he a striker that would bang in the goals, Steve?
I seen him play for Arsenal last night. I thought he had a couple of opportunities, but I saw the game passed him by against Nottingham Forest. I mean, he might be a good option, but I just don't think he could do it. Like, he might be like another Dwight Gale in a sense.
Yeah. Robert, bloody mouse, man. Robert says, typical Newcastle thing that Ramsey tests positive for COVID before possibly signing. Well, it was either before or after, wasn't it? Alec Coffey says, where is Gini Wijnaldum? Now,
that's quieting down as well.
Well, there has been a couple of links today. So, more reports today. I mean, obviously, Peter, Gini's played for us before. Is he somebody you'd have back? Would he be able to do a job?
I'd said no at first, but with our midfield and how bad it is at the moment, yes.
Yeah.
No, I would.
Yeah. Chris Wood says Matthew has 49 Premier League goals in 144 appearances.
Not a bad record, is it? 1 in 3 for a team, for a player that hadn't played out of the bottom 5, really.
Yeah.
But it's all that.
It isn't. I mean, and he did play well at Leeds. Let's not forget that. I mean, I remember him scoring for Leeds against us.
Yeah,
last minute goal for Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt like kicking his ass to the moon. But you know what? Arsenal for Life says, would you take the Cambridge goalie? I mean, look, do you have faith in Dubravka, Billy? Do you have faith that he can stop the errors? Do you think he can, is he the keeper that we want in the battle?
He's not been the same keeper this season since his injury, that's for certain. And I think it's quite telling that Henderson isn't in the squad for Man United tonight. There's a chance of going for him on loan to the end of the season and maybe looking to buy him out right after that.
He has been linked. He has been linked.
It's possible.
Look, I mean, Dubravka for me, he's. I mean, for me, he made a mistake for their goal on Saturday. You know, I mean, he came out, he didn't get the ball, he fumbled it, and they went on and scored. Now, for me, it was a goalkeeping error, and I just, as good as he is, I don't get us wrong, he's a good goalkeeper, but I don't think he's also got over that horrendous mistake he made in the Euros as well. Remember, there's something in the back of his mind that he's not 100% confident like he used to be. And that's the worry for me, that he's just not commanding that box like he used to. His distribution is terrible. That hasn't improved one bit. I mean, John, what do you think of the goalkeeping situation?
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. I'm a bit advocate of Martin, but he's been making mistakes here and then, like the one against Norwich and now against Cambridge. And you're right, he's not been the same since that injury sort of thing. We definitely need a goalkeeper. I've said that a few months ago. We need a goalkeeper just to get him challenged. And if he doesn't perform, then he should be dropped. You mentioned Dean Henderson. Yeah, I'll definitely take him all day long because he's eager to get placed in game time. He's not good at United. But listen, I'd take Dean Henderson right now. I would. And then just give the back of the rest of him because we have the situation now. We can't have mistakes. And he's done that. He's done many mistakes for us, yeah? And trying to play the ball out from the back. And he cannot play the ball out from the back. He cannot do it.
John, your internet is the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, I think you'd be better off on dial-up. In fact, I think you're on dial-up. You're talking like that guy out of Police Academy when he speaks and then suddenly his mouth moves. It's bizarre. Peter Furbank, thank you very much for the super chat at £4.49. I know our defence is terrible and everyone knows, but I think our midfield this half of the season has been just as bad, but not in the spotlight. We've highlighted it many times on this channel. Bacons, thank you very much for this. Shut up, idiots. We ain't staying up and we're hardly getting any players and our players are shit. Well, Bacons, my friend.
Well, we got you. Thank God we got you as a fucking fan base.
Yes, but Bacons, I'd just like to say for you, just have a walk up the stairs, mate. Take a walk into your bathroom. Have a look in the mirror. Look so disappointed with yourself. Lift up that toilet seat. Sit down and take your face for a shit. Matthew says, yep, it's not too bad. And even if he doesn't score loads of goals, at least we will have a focal point. Barbara says, Gale banged them in the championship. We need Premier League players. Yeah. I mean, Gale isn't going to... Gale is not in the reckoning, guys. I mean, he's not, is he?
No.
No, he isn't.
Not at all.
They won't pay for Botman. Not impressed. Listen, we don't know that yet.
I think we will, but Lille are just playing funny buggers, I think.
Yeah, they are. They are. The cut-off time for the Watford game, I believe, is midday on Friday, just like it was for last week's FA Cup. I think it's midday Friday they have to be registered by. So we'll see. Julie says, if anyone would like to do a super chat, all donations are going towards a very special cause in memory of our wonderful Dave. Yep, tonight and the final time will be tomorrow for that. Bacon's back again. It's not the manager's fault, it's the players. Most of the players has been there for 5 years and they're out of date. There are no use to the clubs such as Clark, Lascelles and Dummett. I actually agree with that.
Yeah,
there is deadwood there. So, exactly. Bacon, you have redeemed yourself, my man. You have redeemed yourself. Come back down the stairs and sit yourself in front of your computer. Thank you.
Don't say we shit, though. We're not.
Yeah, speaking of dealing with shit, here he is. Hey! Congratulations and celebrations. Congratulations to Barry on the birth of little Maya. How are you feeling, matey?
Knackered.
Hey!
I woke up at 7:30 today after about 4 hours due to night feeds. And then we looked at the clock. It was 2:00 in the afternoon. We just went, where the fuck has that gone?
Yeah. It's
fun,
it's all good fun. It's all good fun. Toon Barmy says you're not guaranteed even if you buy a Premier League player. Just look at the patches Benteke and even Lukaku have suffered in their careers. There's always an element of risk, no matter the money involved. George, thank you very much for your £5 super chat, mate. Thank you so much. Very kind. Matthew says Saturday proved we seriously struggle without a striker. William says, hi, lads. Will from Belfast. If we don't win on Saturday, we're down. I don't think it's that bad. I do think it's a very important game.
Well, the confidence is going to drop of having that confidence of staying up.
Michael, thanks for the £5 super chat. Michael Hastings for the King. Another £5 just come in from Rob Searle. King Dave of Northumberland, King Dave of Northumberland, rest in peace, brother. Thank you very much, buddy.
Do you know what it is? There was someone on Twitter, he started following me, and he was called the King of Northumberland, and I was like, I don't know if I want to follow him.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to change your name, mate.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm like, touched the nerve that.
Geordie says Dwight Gale, Cameron Ferguson, or Dylan Stevenson would have been a huge difference on Saturday against Cambridge. Well, I believe Dwight York has COVID. Yeah,
like COVID, didn't he? But Dylan Stevenson would have been.
I don't understand why they didn't call Stevenson up.
Should have done.
He's on fire for the under 23s.
Yeah, then you've got a strike on the pitch.
Yeah.
Someone said he wasn't training with the first team, but the minute Callum Wilson was injured, he should have been training with the first team.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Good evening, Jason. Hope you're well, matey. Peter says Dyche would never let Woody leave Burnley.
Ooh.
Now we know who scores.
Now, the rumour is he has a release clause in his contract, so there's fuck all Burnley can do about it.
About that.
Yeah. So
you know what it is, though, Baz?
Go on then.
20 million.
It's a risk, isn't it?
That's a lot of money to pay for Chris Wood.
But is the 20 million worth the risk if he scores enough goals to keep us up? That's the big question in the short term. Is he worth that 20 million, thinking about the amount of money you keep staying in the Premier League? Then the summer we can have. I think that's a risk worth taking, personally myself, because I think he will come in and score at least 8 or 9 goals in the remaining games. Yeah. And those goals, with the rest of the team chipping in, should keep us away from relegation. So 20 million is not a lot of money when you're talking about 150, 200 million, from the Premiership for just staying in the league. So
definitely. David Johansson, thank you very much for the 109 Norwegian kroner, I believe that is. Thank you very much. And Morgul, thank you for the £6.10 for the King. Yeah, you'll have a smirk about that. Bacon's Dave Harrison was one of he was almost family to me. He was an amazing guy, and that's how I know he passed away, because his family contacted me, because I was very, very close to Dave. So there, you don't need to ask any more questions on it. Robert says, apparently we've made an improved offer for Luca Dean.
Yes, I heard this just while I was putting the Ireland to bed. They're trying to hijack the move at the last minute.
But he doesn't want to come, though. That's the problem.
I know. So
he doesn't want to come. There's no point trying to force him.
Yeah, but if he just sits down with someone and listens to what the club's going to be achieving, he might change his mind and think, oh, wait a minute, I am making a mistake. They do have a great project. Let's do it. So I just don't know if someone sat down. He might be. It could be a risk in the end, but he's definitely a very good left back, and one that would definitely improve our side tenfold if he did come.
Yeah.
So,
there's rumours that they don't want to pay his wages on a full transfer. They're prepared to loan him, but Everton don't want to loan him.
I believe Terry is obviously a Burnley supporter.
I think he would
never leave us.
I think he would.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he wouldn't. He's made.
He left Leeds, and everyone said he wouldn't leave Leeds.
Yeah. That's a good point. Why is John not watching Man United? Just saying before, Barry, he's going to do a Man United show tomorrow, you know, with Maisie again, talking all Man United.
God, what time?
And Newcastle.
Oh, and you didn't say that on your show. You like rat. You didn't say that on your show. You said, and I'm on the lovely Maisie. She's keep nice, like, you know. She's wonderful. And I love Manchester United, you know. And I'm Manchester United transfers, you know. Hit the likes, you know. I want 100 views, you know. I want 100 likes, you know. You know,
yeah, John.
I've got you know. I love Ronaldo, you know. I love him.
Go on, keep going.
John, do you know when you've got 53 people watching, you can't ask for 100 likes, mate? The maths doesn't add up.
No. I've got to watching, but I want to get that target. So
no, John, you don't say things like that, mate. John, you don't say things like that ever when you're on live streams. You say, please smash the like button, move on.
Yes, exactly.
That's it.
How bold is it?
John, consider your bottom well and truly smacked. Exactly. Anyway.
I'm not going to tell you again.
Otherwise, that's going to say, hello, ladies.
Jesus Christ, John, man.
Yeah.
And on that note, everyone smash the like button.
You've just blew me bloody ears off, man. John, I think you've got your volume turned up high on your microphone, by the way.
You did get quite close to it there, though, to be fair.
I know, that still sounds like a bit. Geordie thinks that no news is good news. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
Today was meant to be moving day, wasn't it? Or
yeah,
tomorrow,
exactly.
So...
Yeah. I mean, we said before, Baz, are you worried? Are you getting worried about all these signings?
I will if there's nothing in by Wednesday. If there's nothing else in by Wednesday, I'm starting to panic a little bit because there's no striker for the Watford team unless Gale is over his COVID and his negative tests and all that sort of stuff. But is Gale good enough to score goals against Watford? You would think he is, but it's a risk. So we got no one in by Wednesday. If we can get 2 in, you know, there's loads of irons and fires apparently. You know, all these names have started sprouting out. You know, names that I'm never going to be able to pronounce. I know John miserably failed on trying to pronounce them on his show.
Tinky winky brother.
Tinky winky hanky poo pot.
We need to get someone in, don't we?
Stefan says, how many signings in this week? I hope for 3 before Friday.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we all hope that.
What's the cut-off for the game? Is it Thursday?
Midday Friday.
Midday Friday.
12 o'clock.
All right. So yeah,
that's what midday is, John. Gemma, thank you very much for the £4.49 super chat. John, who would you choose, Bianca or Man United?
Brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Good question. Bianca.
There's another comment. Yeah, we don't care, John. Random news saying we've increased our bid for Dean right on cue. Bizarre. I find that incredible, me. I mean, you know, like you said, though, Barry, if we can get somebody to, sit down with them and go through the future, go through what the plans are, you never know. You just never know how that turns a player's perception of the club. And it suddenly makes them want to become part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just someone like Shearer or Keegan to sit down with them. You know, maybe a Gutierrez or someone like that as well. You know, anyone who can speak his language potentially to say, look, you're being a fucking idiot. This is a great club. It's got a great project. Mm-hmm. You know, they're looking to win the league or win cups within the next 4 or 5 years, and you could be a big part of it. And you'll be a hero if he does, because he is a very good left back. Imagine him and Trippier bombing up.
I know. It's exciting, that
and then you got Botman and Carlos sitting in the centre back with someone like Kamara in front of them. Jesus Christ.
Baz,
I'm getting ahead of myself, I know.
Jesus Christ, man. Whoa, slow the horse. Seattle
Geordie thanks bonus ball of making Aston Villa fans really salty like Southampton fans.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially after Coutinho, because we're not salty about that at all, are we?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I had an Aston Villa fan made a comment today on my video He might be watching now. He's actually a good laugh. He's a good lad. He wasn't nasty about it, but he said about one of the signs. I'm not sure. And he said, however, after your comments about Aston Villa yesterday, I've changed my mind on anything positive about Newcastle. And I was like, listen, there is Villa fans I do like. Seattle Geordie, thank you for the $5 super chat. In typical Geordie understatement, Dave was a canny lad.
Yes.
Exactly. Danielle, miss our lovely Dave every day. Luckily, we have so many memories on YouTube of our time with him, and we are so lucky to have those. Indeed, we are. Let's have a look. 12th man, Toon says, I reckon the owners aren't taking people's shit. We're offering fantastic money, and if clubs take the piss, then they'll come knocking at the door once we walk away. Yeah, they'll come back to us begging for us to take the players.
They will. Because we're the only ones who got the money and who will be willing to pay high wages. And I think Lucas Dean's going to find that out very quickly if Villa aren't willing to pay the wages, and then Everton won't be willing to top it up because Everton aren't like Barcelona. They don't have all the money, Barcelona have been.
Now they're building a new stadium, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Dublin Magpie says Botman is a deadline deal if I've ever seen one. I know. It seems to be going that way, doesn't it? That it just drags on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, boom. Mark says Everton want £25 million for Dean and wants 150 grand a week. Villa won't pay that. They want a loan deal. Now, I've seen that he'd agreed. What I'd heard about Luca Dean is that he'd agreed personal terms with Villa, but the clubs hadn't agreed a fee. And I think that's where the struggle's coming in. So if we can nip in and say to Everton, right, you want 25 million, we'll give you 30. Plus Sean Longstaff.
No, exactly. Take away
and then go back and just offer 25 million and they'll probably accept it.
I know that, but listen, I'm deadly serious. It's obviously Rafa's a big fan of Longstaff, and I think if we could offer him in a sort of package like that, then I think there's a way through there.
I agree.
And Sean's out of contract, isn't he? Sean's contract situation, isn't it?
Yes.
It frees him off the wage bill. I know it doesn't necessarily mean anything at the minute, but look, it's another squad. It's another one out the squad.
No, he was horrible on Saturday.
Yeah,
well, a lot of people saying that he played like
Really
he wasn't
regressed.
even-
Yeah, he did play like a man who wasn't bothered, who seemed to think that his time was up. But listen, that's an option we have to go to Everton and hijack that deal and say, send someone to see Luca Dean, sit down with him, go through what the club is trying to achieve, what we're trying to do here, and then bring him up and have a look round. Maybe it's not the training ground, keep away from that. Sell the club like we've obviously done with Trippier.
Yeah.
It can be done. So that deal might not be as dead as we first thought.
Just show the video of us beating Barcelona 3-2. It might get his whet his appetite a little bit, watching Tino score a hat-trick.
Yeah, exactly. Chris said, shouldn't John be on a Man United watch along?
There's one on our channel if you want to go and pop on it, John. The Villa fans are watching it.
Well, he did actually advertise on his show tonight that this transfer rumour show was on World of Sport TV. He must have said it about 15 times during his stream.
God almighty.
John, you'll never learn.
And John, thank you very much as well. By the way, the start of your stream, that you put up the StreamYard comment example for the first 10 minutes of your show, just so we could all see how the comments work. It was very good of you.
I'm not much luck, am I?
No, you're having a Sinclair, mate, is what it is.
I've had plenty of
There's
them.
never a dull moment in it. Never a dull moment.
We still love you for now, mate. Don't worry.
Until the doc next week.
Jade says Ronaldo doesn't like anywhere that doesn't feed his ego. Be realistic. I'm not sure what.
Who's saying Ronaldo was coming to us?
I don't know.
Must be someone in the chat.
Sevilla have injury centre
Yes, I
back,
heard
so will
that.
not sell Carlos.
Yeah.
Ronald says it's getting worrying. We need to do something to get the deals done. Toon Barmy says January sales are not what they used to be. Look, I think even Amanda said that January was going to be hard. Originally, they hadn't planned to spend a lot in January, but I think because of the situation we're in, they've simply had to. They've had no choice but to get to change the whole psyche
dynamic
on it,
of what they're going to be doing.
exactly, and now now they're going to have to spend some money. But it's easier saying, right, we've got millions to spend. It's trying to get the players to spend the money on.
And getting the clubs to sell them as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. Callum says Newcastle starting to fish in the championship market with players like Cantwell. Might as well play people like Sean Longstaff. Please say Matty Longstaff, not Sean. I mean, Sean's had his chance. Graham wants to know how you get a message on the screen.
Cantwell. I don't get it.
I know
he's not world class, but
he's a good player.
Solid, isn't he? And I think he'll do a job for us. And he'll be better than Willick. He'll be better than Longstaff, so he fits into the team.
He excites me. Look, I think he's a good player. I think he's a good forward-thinking player who likes to run at players, and that's what we need. As long as they don't overdo it.
Yeah, it's like someone.
Yeah, but we'll not get into that.
I'm sure you've talked about that enough.
Oh, we've had some hate already on that, don't we? I think at one stage we got called idiots. Nearly 600 watching, get the likes to 1K. Thanks, Chippers, matey, and thanks for your super chat to £6.10.
Let's wait a minute. 600 people watching. Let's get the likes to 1K.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
is he taking the piss out of Sinclair, or has he had a Sinclair?
Well, I think he's taking the piss. Yeah. Gemma says, John, do your United still want Longstaff?
50 million. Honestly.
Derek makes a good point here. What about Sula? He hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, oh man,
he's out of contract in the summer as well.
He was mentioned a while ago, wasn't he? But nothing ever came to fruition with it.
Obviously, Eddie Howe doesn't fancy him.
Clearly, but then again, Billy, he hasn't been mentioned to going anywhere. I've never seen Sula come up in any club's interest, which is I find that bizarre.
Yeah, it's odd. Unless he's going to sign the contract.
Yeah, Gary says, Paul, am I still a shitbag? I may have called you a shitbag earlier. Did I call you a shitbag in the earlier show? I don't know. And I still think the Premier League is paying every team out there to leave NUFC alone, which I can believe, which I'm a little worried, lads.
He sent you that private message about, can I get £3.90 change from a tenner?
Oh, yeah.
That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't get the joke, and I called him a shitbag.
Yeah.
Cantwell is a much better player than Longstaff. Yes, totally agree, Yano. Totally agree. Wouldn't pay £10 million for Chris Wood, never mind 20. There's way better out there for cheaper than that. I like
Coffee. Be available, though.
Exactly. This is the problem.
Again, it's the availability. There's a whole host of things. I like Coffee says, go and get Rudiger.
He won't come to us.
No, I think he's destined.
We would love him. Don't get me wrong.
Listen, if we were in the Champions League, etc., now, then yes, let's go and get Rudiger, and I think that would be an awesome signing. But unfortunately, I think that's beyond us. We desperately need a centre back and a striker in before the Watford game.
Yeah,
I mean, Stephen, Watford is a cup final. There's no doubt about that. Would you be confident of winning the game if we don't sign anybody this week?
Oh, I wouldn't be that confident, no. I mean, you say how we struggled against Cambridge, we just could not put the ball in the back of the net without a recognised striker. Yeah. I mean, I would think we'd be huffing and puffing all games, then get in front. And the longer it goes, if it's 0-0 or something like that, we're going to struggle. You could say Watford nicking it if the longer the game goes, we haven't scored. Where the crowd's going to get in the players back, it's going to get to the players. If we haven't got a recognised striker in by Saturday, I think we'll struggle to win it.
John, do you want to read that comment out from Tom? He's not even concentrating. He's watching the Man United game. I'm sitting looking at him, and he's not watching the screen. He's looking at the Man United game.
I'm not, man.
You are.
Newcastle after Hugo Ekitike. No surprise, Hugo, huge talent. But I can also say as well, people on when Tom touched on West Ham is after him as well.
Listen, we're a nicer. We were a bright shining light compared to West Ham. Come and play for us. Yes. Baz, I'm talking about
position-wise. I'm just saying league position-wise.
I'm talking about the ambition, Baz, and where this club's going.
Yeah, but some players don't look at that, though, do they? They look at teams where they are in the league. They've got a chance, slim chance now with Champions League football. They're going to be in the Europa League. Would that player prefer to go to a club that's in Europe than come to a relegation battle? These are the things you've got to weigh up as well.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not being Grim Reaper. I'm being realistic.
No, you're not. Shut up.
I am.
Matthew says, cutting it late if we don't have players having any medicals tomorrow or Wednesday. Good evening, Brian. Hope you're well. Caitlin wants to know what the Man United score is, John.
Still 1-0, but
still
Villa had a goal disallowed.
Interesting. Diaz is a quality finisher in the Championship. I'd still have him. I would take him. Beat says, if we sign players of the caliber of Trippier, we will escape relegation. Would like to see 4 or 5 more. That's the problem. Where's the 4 or 5 more coming from at the minute?
Exactly.
Nobody wants to come to what Trippier did because he's housemate. I think that's a bit harsh, George, to be fair. I'm not sure I agree with that. Ben Broughton Diaz is on great form, unlike Chris Wood. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Diaz
I get that.
is banging them in. His confidence is so high. And can you imagine a player like Diaz suddenly coming from Blackburn, where really all the famous for is pies and stuff like that, and it comes to Newcastle with an amazing stadium, amazing fan base, and he's banging the goals in. It's a draw. You've got to be drawn into it, and I'm sure he would be. Or Richard Getlost, will you? Mitro. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you're saying Diaz is banging them in. Mitro's banging them in that league as
but
well.
what happened when he was in the Premier League for us?
Yeah, but Diaz could be exactly the same as Mitro, though, coming into the Premier League.
The
Because they're
problem
both
is-
firing them in. It's a big risk for both of them.
But as I said earlier on in the
Nice.
show, right, anyone we get in January is a risk, right?
Well, yeah, so just sign
It's
Mitro
a
back.
massive risk because they don't get the preseason, they don't get the training with the lads and all that kind of stuff. The preseason games, they're thrown into the cauldron straight away. So, actually,
you can't not knock Mitro when he's on the same.
I agree,
goal.
Baz. I'm agreeing
Do you
with
know
you.
what I mean?
I
Yeah.
am. I'm actually agreeing with you, and I never thought I'd say that in my life.
I think with Mitro, he's played 3 seasons
You agree with me
in the
more than
Premiership,
often.
and each time he's been relegated. Every single time. Once with us, twice Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what you got to remember as well is though Diaz is second in the league with Blackburn. Does he want to take a risk coming to Newcastle, knowing that he might not be first choice striker next season when he
We've been
could
in a relegation
be
battle
promoted?
next season with Blackburn. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you're playing every week though.
Nigel says if we get relegated, we lose 120 million quid. So surely we have factored that into our purchases. Get Botman and Carlos 45 million each. Well, there's a big problem there because Sevilla have injuries and they're not going to let Carlos go. It's as simple as that. And Botman, well, Brian thinks we should forget about Botman and move on.
Read something there, Paul, about I've just been reading about the story. He said Keith Downey is like giving an interview to is Give Me Sport page, and he said he wouldn't quite say the Botman deal's dead yet. He just said there's still a chance it could go ahead. That's what Keith Downey's been quoted to saying to this website.
Yeah. And he's right. We're saying here that it's not over. That it's probably going to drag on till the end of the transfer window. Jason makes a point there. Did anybody see in the paper that Callum Wilson saying to the potential targets to think about the badge and not the money?
Yeah.
Good article.
I was really pleased when I read that, actually. I'm thinking, yeah. How long have we been planning this transfer window? Watford have done 4 times the business than we have. Yeah, because we're
That's nobody's at all, Watford.
Yeah. Exactly, Steve. We Watford haven't exactly signed like world-renowned players. We're in a different league now to Watford when it comes to signing players, or we should be anyway.
We are financially, but positionally, we're
that's
not.
what I meant to say, Baz. Be quiet. I love you, buddy. Electric Dream Machine says news now. I was supposed to offer for
Kite
has been turned down. It's getting worse. Yeah, but look,
exactly.
Yeah, you go in for a first bid, they're going to get turned down. When do you know of a football bid that you go in straight away and say, bang, accepted, unless it's the release clause? You know, that's the way football works, and how you negotiate a deal. But we need to negotiate quite quickly. Ryan says we need to win against Watford to be out of relegation and be more tractable for these players to sign.
That's a good point.
Yep. If we can actually say, look, we're not in the relegation zone. We're only a point ahead of it, but that means we're not in it.
And we've got
James,
more
if we're
winnable
gonna
games as well.
Yeah. if we're going to take a risk on a young striker, we need to get 2 young strikers to cover the risk. I think we need 2 anyway. There's a good point. Kevin Keegan got Andy Cole from Bristol City.
Yeah,
And look how Andy Cole did.
In the same league at the time, though, weren't they? And then look how he went on. But he had Peter Beardsley playing alongside him. So come on, let's give Peter Beardsley all that credit.
Barry, go and put your cloak on and get a big long stick and just honestly, like seriously, he came from Bristol City and he started banging the goals. And what I think he means there is it is possible to fish these players out of the lower leagues. Jamie Vardy is another one, by the way.
I agree.
There is players there, but we have to put the faith in the scouts to be able to locate these players and make sure like they hit the ground running.
Yeah, but do you not think that they've just looked at the championship and right, there's the guy who's scoring the most goals, let's buy him?
Well, I hope not. But
Andy Cole wasn't scoring the goals left, right, and centre for Bristol City, but Kevin Keegan saw a player in him and said, I can make him better. And then obviously bought Peter Beardsley when they got into the Premier League, and then that just went off. But then he sold him to bring in Les Ferdinand because he knew he was a better player. He had an eye for a player, Keegan. So I think that's the difference. I think sometimes they're just looking in the Championship and going, right, Diaz is on fire. You might be able to do it in the Premier League. Let's just give them the money and bring him in.
Fair enough. I guess time will tell. Of course, the SM is ball hogging. Who else is worth a pass to? That's basically why Vieira got rid of him. He wouldn't release the ball. Now, I do remember Patrick Vieira saying those comments as well, that he's a fantastic footballer, but he's not the end product because he doesn't release the ball, and he's still got that problem now.
Yep.
I'm sorry, somebody as class as Patrick Vieira says that, then you listen.
Yep. Oh boy, bottle time for the little one. I'll be back in a bit.
Laters. Fatherhood's such a wonderful thing, isn't it? Has he turned his mic off? No, he hasn't. Chrissy says, I'd be happy with Chris Wood and another striker. Beat says, oh my God, Origi is available for, I wish God was available. He might get us out the shit we're in. Origi is available for less than 10 million. He wants to leave. We should make a move. His contract is up in the summer. Now, Billy, we know that Jade from your channel does not agree with Origi because he's been happy to sit on his butt for years on end without trying to force his way into the team or force a move elsewhere. Where do you stand on Origi?
I can't agree with it, to be honest. There's no ambition there for a professional footballer to not want to move away from sitting on the bench every week. I mean, he's kind of sacrificed his international career because of it. But again, he has got goals in him, hasn't he? Because every time he comes on, he scores. So for that price, you can't really say no to him, can you? For 7 to 10 million quid. Absolutely.
Derek says, of all the flair players that have been at the Toon, ASM is not up there. Well, I think he will be if he gets a if he gets a finishing. If he finds that final product, I think he will be up there, and I think he'll be quite highly up there. But again, it's up to him whether he wants to take his game to the next level. Ben says we need to sign a proven top goal scorer ASAP, and hopefully the rest will follow. I mean, I think they kind of hope that, Stephen, with the sign of Trippier, didn't they? Get Trippier in the door and sort of the rest would come rolling through.
Yeah, I think that's what we all saw, didn't we? I think we've had all these people thought we had all these deals lined up. All right, Trippier was just about there when he came in, but
yeah,
I think we've had all these different kinds of players like Botman, Badashile, all these strikers, Gabby Goal, all these strikers. Think, we're going to have all these players lined up for 2 or 3 days into the window, and it just doesn't work out like that, unfortunately.
Unlock the Funk says, understand any deal to sign Benoit Badashile is now unlikely despite progressive talks with Monaco. 20-year-old sustained injury against Nantes and Newcastle United require immediate availability. It's honestly, there's just so many walls up against us at the minute, John.
No, it's just getting Moscow now, isn't it? I mean, you got Benoit's going out. You got Diego Carlos won't be able to get his move. Botman is not going to that deal's been stopped at a minute in time. But where do you go from here next month? Or where do you go from here? I mean, it's just getting Vasco now. Who next?
It is actually becoming a bit farcical when you think of all the news coming out of us going in for players and then suddenly they're not available or they're injured or the clubs aren't accepting the bids. I mean, Billy, we could be in for a very long transfer window here. Painfully long.
It's almost like we're jinxed. Ramsey contracts COVID, and you got the severe centre half getting injured, so he can't get Carlos. You've got the lad at Monaco injured. There's Alexander Isak was linked earlier today. He's got fractured ankles or something. He's done something to his ankle.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a player, you don't want to be linked with us really because you don't know what's going to happen to you next here. It's kind of, we kind of seem to be a jinx on people, but in the end, we'll get people. I'm sure we will.
Tiger says, all I'm saying, I don't get why Newcastle are taking ages to sign players, pay the money and get the players in. If the owners are serious about staying up, buy the players now.
I think they're trying.
Well, yeah, ASM is great, but he has tunnel vision. All he sees is what's in front of him and how to get by them. Geordie says, if you want to become better, you have to listen to criticism. There's no way ASM will progress his career without listening to what we are saying. Tough if the truth hurts. Don't break my heart, my techie heart. Get in. I'd hope the teammates tell him that's what needs to happen. Have him on Trippier's side and give him a rocket. Peter Trippier definitely showed that he's very vocal on the pitch. Especially
Absolutely. And that's what we've been crying out for a very long time. Someone like him, and good to see him do that, because I can't believe some of those players again just done that, thinking, "Oh, I've played crap. I need to get straight down the tunnel."
Yeah,
and forget about that day.
Nigel makes a good point here, saying, I think if someone tells ASM that sometimes less is more, I agree with that. And I said on the show this afternoon, I would love to see him just slow down a little bit. You know, ASM gets a ball, it has to be 100 miles an hour. And that's what I think he just needs to learn a little bit, just to, step off the gas a little bit, just control the ball, have a look around, and look at Baz, man, honestly. Proud little daddy there, isn't he? Dear. Bless him. Derek says he has no final product. I see players making runs and Maxi just starts doing the Charleston. Oh, God. No player is untouchable, says Jade. Exactly. But some people, this has been the case with Newcastle United for donkeys and donkeys. If you say anything negative against a certain player who has a big following, like Maxi, for instance, you know what it is? They're going to come for you because they will not have anything bad said about him, even though it's constructive. Now, for me, a lot of those people, don't really see the finishing product. They just see a guy who gets the ball and takes people on. He's a bit exciting. But, even though there's no product at the end of it, they're still really chuffed with him. So I don't get that. DGL Float says if Botman wants to move, then he should start pushing for the transfer himself. That way, Lille won't have a choice. It's a shit way of doing it, but if Lille are being awkward, then maybe it's the best way. But it is, but I don't think that's the kind of person that the Botman is it? Really, he's not that kind of. What about Batman, John? Do you reckon we should get him in?
I'll tell you what. I'll go and check on Saka and see how good he is. Yeah, I doubt it.
What about Aaron Ramsdale?
I tell you what. I think I'm a permanent deal, 100%. But that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Jesus. George says there's a difference between ball skills and a good footballer. ASM knows F all about the game. Wow. How long have we been planning that? We've seen that one. Any player wearing the shirt can be criticised by the supporters. Exactly.
Yep.
We pay the money. Yep. We are entitled to our opinion. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
Gary says Eddie Howe is rumoured to be interested in sanctioning Wijnaldum's return to Tyneside, according to reports, which makes a degree of sense considering what he offers on the pitch. Is this right or wrong? I'd love to see him in.
Same.
And I think you take Joe Linton's game to the next level as well. And that's the thing about Gini Wijnaldum. Derek says Maxi will never be a world-class player. So far up his own arse, not a team player. Get rid. Wow. We need true grit in the team from the back to the front. we do lack that, Billy, don't we? We lack that grit at the moment, the passion. You know, I mean, I don't get where Eddie Howe was coming from the other day when he said that, you know, the players' body language was right and all that sort of stuff after the game.
Not.
Yeah, that was protecting your players to the silliest degree, really, wasn't it? It obviously wasn't. The only one that showed any kind of grit was Trippier. The rest of them basically ran around in circles most of the time, thinking the game was won before the game had started. You can take one or two out of that equation. You can take Fraser out. I thought he tried, and I thought Murphy tried also. But as for the rest of them, no, not really. They just kind of thought just appearing on the pitch was enough to win the game. Yeah, definitely need a bit of grit and determination and urgency amongst that team without any shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Jade says Isak is injured, isn't he? Yeah, he's done his ankle. Yeah, like Billy was saying before, which is typical. Maybe we need to think about taking a step back a season in the Championship to take a massive leap forward.
No guarantee getting out of it, is there?
I don't want to go to the Championship. I don't want to go to the Championship. I don't want to. You know what it is? I don't want to go to the Championship. I don't want to take the flack from other fans. Oh, you're the richest club in the world and you're in the Championship. And you know what they're like. You know what they're like.
What the Philly accent?
I don't know. That just came out. I didn't really try and put that on that, which is quite worrying as to why a Brummie accent just left my body there. Bit worrying that. The most annoying thing for me with ASM at the minute is his body language whenever he loses the ball. It's as though it's everyone else's fault. His body language is you know, I've said that about Maxi since the start. You know, he'll go down and he'll sit on his ass for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, looking around thinking, how am I on my ass? Why wasn't that a foul? Or, you know, somewhere he's just not happy. But I think, Billy, you were right what you say. I think a lot of people have found him out now. And the fact, you know, they know what his game is. Mainly it's cutting in. But now, because they put that wall in front, he ends up running right across the 18-yard box, and then he runs out of options.
The best example I can give is the game at Anfield, where he took the ball down, played a simple ball forward to Murphy, who crossed it in for Fraser, who was fouled, and we didn't get a penalty for it. Just did it simple. And the Liverpool defenders didn't have a clue it was going to be simple. They were expecting turns, twists, salcos, somersaults, whatever. Played a simple pass, and it put us straight through him. Yeah. Why can't he see that? Sometimes, like you say, less is more.
Exactly. Cesare says, John, did you block me from your channel because I used your allergy pic as my profile picture?
I don't think I did, mate.
Yano says, Cesare, if it's something John's done, good luck trying to get it sorted.
Oh
God.
Wow.
Oh, Simon's not very happy with us, guys, except that he's always got 2 or 3 players on him, you stupid deadbeats.
Well, in that case, play someone who ain't got anyone on him. Simple.
Yeah. Or when the players start approaching him, why doesn't he pass it instead of trying to beat them all the time? Calling us deadbeats, Simon, is pretty pathetic. You know, you come on and you want to have a conversation about a player. You've got your opinion, and if you didn't come on like a total deadbeat yourself, you could actually have a conversation about it, an adult conversation. But you trying to call us deadbeats just because we're criticizing, oh my God, we're criticizing ASM. How dare we do that? Take your face for a shit. Ab says, relegation wouldn't bother me that much. We will come back stronger and the summer transfer window would be immense. Interesting theory. Gary says, Paul, we need players who can run up with ASM to support him, to let him struggle alone with no backup. Look, he does have backup. There was backup there on Saturday to give little simple passes off. Trippier lost his temper numerous times with him because he didn't give him the ball. Look, I think with better players, maybe Maxi becomes a better player himself. Maybe those players can actually tell him when to release the ball. You know, but yes, he needs options there. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, he's shit or anything like that. Like stupid comments are coming in suggesting. You know, we're giving him constructive criticism. As a paying customer of Newcastle United who travels all over the country, I'm entitled to have that opinion. So, you know, take it or leave it. It's up to you. You don't like what you hear and don't watch. Simple as that. No skin off this big nose. Gary says, yep, we've seen that one. Brian says all he needs is to pass, and ASM is a perfect player. He does need to, like Billy said earlier on, slow it down, make a few passes. you become a better player. You don't have to be 100% electric all the time to have an influence on the game. But hey-ho. Daniil says, guys, you have stated the facts on ASM. Cheers, Daniil. Listen, I'm not having to go at people for having an opinion, right? I've said this a million times. Everybody is going to have their opinion on footballers, right? That's the beauty of the game. And people are always going to have debates about certain players. But if you're not intelligent enough or adult enough to have a proper conversation about it, then don't comment at all. You know, calling people deadbeats or idiots or whatever it is for having opinions on a footballer is a pathetic attitude to have. Just have an opinion and talk about it like a grown adult. Jesus Christ, man. Honestly.
Baz needs winding, lads.
Yeah, he does. Some people are just incapable. Danielle says, shout out to Billy for his Alanis Morissette gif earlier. Yeah, I've seen that.
Wasn't that ironic, don't you think?
Norvik says, is your mouse looking for the bat? No, my mouse is dying on me, actually. It's not looking for the bat at all.
Wouldn't the bat be looking for the mouse?
Yeah. Carl, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, mate. Ekitike is the same spelled backwards. It isn't.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
No,
John,
yes, it is.
John, can you say that name backwards, mate?
Oh, God. Ekitike.
There you go.
Do it better backwards, John.
Jackie says, I don't think ASM gives a shit. Proved it the other day when he walked down the tunnel. Yeah, if he's this is my point. If he's all this giving it the big licks to the Newcastle fans, why did he storm off down the tunnel? Why? You know, without even thanking the fans for turning up in their thousands for an FA Cup third round tie against Cambridge United. Why? I mean, come on. I mean, anyway.
I don't agree with it, but is it frustration? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
And again, he was frustration himself.
But still got knowledge of fans, though, mate.
I'm sorry, but like at Liverpool, we got beat, and Willock stormed off, Maxi stormed off. The rest of them came over and stood there for a good few minutes, clapping us. There's no excuse, absolutely no excuse. You know, and give Fabian Schär, who was terrible at Liverpool, absolutely god awful. He was the longest on the pitch applauding us. You know, so despite the fact he knows he had a poor game, but he was there. Adam says ASM needs to learn how to play the simple game and pass and move. He can't try and take the whole team on every time he picks up the ball. Teams have worked him out and just tried to triple up on him, which leaves space for others, but he loses the ball. The problem is Maxi's got it in his brain, and I blame Steve Bruce for this, by the way, because Maxi was the only outlet that Steve Bruce used. And it was like he said, give the ball to Maxi and let him do the rest. That was clear what our tactics were under Steve Bruce. So, Stephen, you know, you have to look at Bruce with this as well.
Of course you have to. He's a big main instigator for everything. And the way Maxi left him that heartfelt message when he got sacked shows he didn't want him to go, basically. So he was the main man, Maxi. Like he was here, just give the ball to Maxi, let's see what he can do. That's, he was, like he said, main tactic each game he's played in. So, and I think Maxi misses Bruce in a sense. I just don't think he can get away with as much as what he did with Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
There's a few reasons why he misses him so much. If you look back at the Southampton game at St James's Park, we went 3-2 up, and how did we score? We hoofed the ball up long and hoped that Maxi did something, and he did, and he scored. And we thought we were going to get 3 points. And the second reason why he misses Bruce is because he's actually got to train now. He's actually got to put the hard yards in, and he probably doesn't like it.
Yeah, we know the flair players don't like it. John says, what about Duvan Zapata from Atlanta, guys? John will be up to date on him.
This guy is a brilliant player. He's a big physical lad. He scores some good goals. Yeah, hold the ball at the play. And he's quick. And I don't think Atlanta's going to sell him anytime soon, I'm afraid, because
money talks.
But yeah, the finger. So I mean, he's got a long-term contract as well, and I just can't see this guy leaving Atlanta. No chance.
Why?
Why? Because Atlanta do not want to let him go. They haven't thought about it yet, but he's been there for a couple of years now, and he's happy there, and he's not leaving.
But again, John, we know there's not much money in Italian football at the minute. So if we went with a good offer, Do you not think that would tempt Atlanta to say, "Wow, you know, this is an offer we really can't turn down, given our financial situation"? Because let's face it, if you know, with the money that's not in the Italian league at the minute, John, we know it's quite threadbare for money. So Atalanta, if we went with an offer they couldn't refuse, could then say, right, we now have the pulling power to go and get a couple of players ourselves, which could then get get one over the likes of, you know, the bigger clubs like Juve, Inter, and AC.
Yeah, that's very true. I can see where you're coming from, but Atalanta, like you said, he's probably worth about 30 million quid. I think 30 to 40 million pound. That's what they're looking for. If they offer that money, I think they probably accept it, because Atalanta, you know, they are a selling club, and they do buy replacements very quickly as well. You see, so they buy players young, and then they sells on the profit as well. And they're good. They're a fantastic club to play with, but money talks. You're right, Paul, the end of the year, and I think he might see a chance in the Premier League. I mean, he might just find it. Who knows? If he went to Newcastle, I think this guy would be absolutely brilliant. That's the sort of player we need. Well, and I think it'd be good.
I love it how we've gone from no chance of signing them to, well, if we offer them 40 or 50 million, you know, you probably sell them.
The problem is, I don't think he's on Newcastle's radar.
No, that's
the thing. I mean, you know, we can talk about players on here all we want, but, you know, we have to sort of look at the reality of life and think, right, who are Newcastle really being linked with here? What is the real possibility of bringing these players in? I have a feeling that Aaron Ramsey would be a signing today or tomorrow had he not had COVID. I still believe he'll be in the door as soon as his COVID's out the way. Cantwell, I think he's coming up the northeast tomorrow. I would expect something on Cantwell tomorrow or Wednesday. But it's the others. There isn't any. There isn't any strikers almost through the door. There isn't any defenders almost through the door. And, you know, I think Eddie Howe and the rest of the owners at Newcastle will have wanted players in before the Watford game, Baz.
Yeah, definitely. We need players in before the Watford game, especially a striker. I would still like to see a centre-back through the door before then as well. To be honest with you, the way we played against Watford in the away game, we should have beat them. And we should have comfortably beat them as well. I think even with Gale starting up front and we've got our best players back, I still think we beat Watford on the day at home with the crowd behind us. Yeah. I really do. Even without any signings, I still think we get 3 points.
Yeah,
I just don't think they're very good.
Yeah, Baz. We also thought we were going to get through in the next round of the cup as well if we played a strong team, but it didn't happen.
But we didn't. And there were still 6 players missing from that team.
Baz, come on! Come on!
Of course there was. There was 6 players missing from it.
Yeah, but Baz, you look at every.
We still should have beat them. Don't get me wrong, but the players we had in, you had Matt Ritchie at left back again, which everybody's been whinging about Matt Ritchie not getting a game again.
Yeah, but Matt Ritchie's been the left back most of the season, to be fair, so it wasn't like that was any different.
And how poor has he been?
Yeah, exactly, but he still played him.
Yeah, exactly. So there's players missing from that game. If we play our strongest 11 and they're all fit, we should be beating Watford on the weekend.
Wilson's not going to be there. It's the striker I'm worried about, Baz, to be honest.
I am. But I still think Dwight Gale will score a goal against Watford because he's the kind of opposition that Dwight Gale can actually score goals against. Because they are a championship outfit. And he's a championship striker.
I don't think Dwight Gale's going to get a look in again. Something is not right with Dwight Gale and Newcastle United. Something
came
has
on
happened
against Man United, though, didn't he? And he looked all right.
Did he?
I mean, he...
What did he do?
He looked. The one thing that I saw about him when he came on against Man United is his attitude seemed a little bit different. He had a bit of a smile on his face, where previously when he's come on under Steve Bruce, his shoulders were down. He just didn't look like he wanted to be there at all. So he is our main striker until we get one. So Eddie Howe's going to have to work some magic with him. And he just seemed a little bit different against Man United.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Are you going to come out with this much trollop, right? Due to your lack of sleep for the next few months? Is this what we're going to expect from you?
You've got to find positives, mate. You've got to find the positives.
You can tell he's just become a dad again, talking all positive.
I don't said I'd play Hendrick.
Nothing is going to get buzzed down.
The whole one wipes the smile off my face now, and it's just not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling, Buzz. I actually agree with Simon here. We'll never be successful without a decent keeper. I don't, like we said before, to be honest, I mean, Peter, with regards to the goalkeeper, we've said this a million times that the three goalkeepers that we have in Darlow, Woodman, and Dubravka, I don't trust any three of them not to make a mistake.
Yeah, you're looking at that now and you're thinking, wow. I mean, I know Dubravka is our number one, but look what he's doing. I mean, that was terrible. And that was not a foul on him on Saturday. No chance it was. He should have, if he put the ball out for a corner, then all right. But what he did there, that was inexcusable.
Nathan says there's also been no inquiries or offers for Mo Salah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I think that's a completely different situation. Liverpool are up challenging for the title. There's a difference. Liverpool don't have to sell at all. We are in the relegation zone. And people, Jesus Christ.
There's only one team challenging for the title this year, and that's Man City.
Yeah, but there's no getting around these ESM lovers, though. They'll never, ever criticize him, no matter what he does. Good evening, Anne. Watched Newcastle for some time now, and this team is dreadful. No desire. Let's hope for better times. Indeed. Graham says ASM may improve when we get better players. If he doesn't, we have the answer. Fair enough. If we do get better players in and he still does the same thing, then fair enough. Scotty says ASM is egotistical, always wants to be the man. And you can tell he does by the way he performs, by his persona off the pitch as well, with his Twitter things before the game, with him doing all these Michael Jackson moves all the time on the ball.
They've really started to piss me off, those videos, because if you watch the ones that he puts up, there's no end product after it. If you actually ran on another 2 seconds. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, for fuck's sake.
Morgul says, Cantwell in, Longstaff out. We ain't going to sell anyone until we have replacements through the door. I love it when Paul says Vlahovic. It's Vlahovic. I just like saying Vlahovic just for the hell of it. It confuses John. That's quite funny. DJ Joey says ASM should watch more videos about where he lost the ball or the mistakes he made during matches than spend time on social media. 12-man says, would you lads take Diego Costa? He's going to he's staying in Brazil.
Brazil, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's going to another.
I would have took a play, but the answer to the question is yes, we would take him one with him. If we could have him.
Definitely. Ian says maybe ESM thinks there is shit up here with me, right or wrong. Obviously he'll think that sometimes, but when Callum Wilson's alongside him, he does the same thing. I'm sorry, Callum Wilson is a good goal scorer. So I don't think that point could stand. Brian says, I'm pretty excited about Wood and Cantwell. I'm getting trolled for it, but I don't know why. I got a good feeling in them too. Well, if you've got a good feeling in that, Brian, then you stick to your opinions, mate. You stick to your guns. Cantwell does excite me, but he's young and hungry. Derek says Ronaldo has a lot of tricky cutting in from the wing. The difference between Maxi and Ronaldo is the latter has an end product. Indeed. Anderson needs to be given a chance. Do you know what? It annoys me that he hasn't had any chance on the pitch yet.
Should have gone.
Yeah, no. We probably should have seen him in the FA Cup. Give him a run out. Even started him, to be honest. Probably should have. You would at least cause a bit more bother for Cambridge than anybody else did. I know Murphy was quite lively, but nobody else really did anything. And if he brought Anderson on, it would probably change the game for us a little bit.
Yeah, he played really well against Arsenal, didn't he, last year?
He was brilliant when he came on.
Yeah,
but he hasn't been seen since.
What
were you going to say?
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing that was.
I think Peter's thinking of Timothy again. Simon says, stop trying to stop ASM being ASM. But that's the point, Simon.
We want ASM to be ASM with a little bit more end product.
Yeah. We want him to succeed. I mean, Jesus Christ, just because we criticize him doesn't mean we don't want him to be brilliant. Honestly. Liam says that they're not slagging off ASM. They're basically saying on his day he's fantastic, but ASM needs to stop with all these fancy flicks and tricks all the time and do the basic fundamentals of football. Well said, Liam. Well said.
Basically, do it on the right places in the pitch as well. When he does it at the edge of our box and loses it, you put yourself in trouble, and you just think, for fuck's sake, play the easy ball and get up the pitch, then do your fancy stuff. You know.
Michael says, I'm starting to think that the new owners are all talk. Why did they not just spend 45 million and get Botman?
So we took for a ride. That's why you don't be taken for a ride.
They don't, but they're only haggling over 4 million, aren't they? And it's just like, just pay it, just get the deal done, do it. If
but at the same time, we've got to show some metal that we're not going to be taken for a ride. Jerry says, comparing Neymar and ASM, what budge are you smoking tonight? Exactly. Yeah. Look at Ronaldo when he first came on the scene. All his step overs leading to nothing much. The rest is history. ASM could come good, hopefully. Exactly, Brooke, and that's what we're really hoping for. You know, that he cuts all that out, like Ronaldo did, to be fair. Yeah. It's a very, very good point, because Ronaldo was the same with all them fancy step overs. Fergie clamped down on it and worked with him. That's what I hope our coaching staff will do with ASM, and that will make him a better player. That's what we're trying to say here. Luke says, has John got his ready salted crisps ready for Southampton? Aidan says, we all need to keep our chins up. Things can only get better now Mike Ashley is away. The future's bright, remember. Well Indeed. To be fair, just because you're the richest club in the world, there's no profit in wasting money overspending as a business model.
No, that's true exactly.
As well. And the owners wouldn't have made their millions and millions like they have if they were taken for fools easily, and they won't be. Baz, what do you think about Patrick Schick?
I don't know too much about him, but what I've read, my phone blew up when that rumour went up, and the other guy, who I can't pronounce his name, Nikite or whatever you call him, just get them in. I don't care anymore. I just want bodies through the door, even if they're average players, and if they prove our team, get them in. Just do it.
Yeah. Jade's having a go at you here, Peter. Schick is on fire, Peter. Sort yourself out, man.
I saw his stats. They were incredible. To be fair,
I said I would definitely take him.
Yeah, but you were a bit cautious at the start of your explanation, though, Peter. To be fair, it wasn't said with great confidence.
I need to find those stats again because they were brilliant.
Jabba Dabba Doo says, I like ASM and have loads of respect for him, but I feel he could be on another level.
Another level?
Oh, I feel he could be on another Lauren Robert, but ASM needs to sort him out. Bernardo, he rejected Newcastle. Indeed, he did, actually, yeah. Simon says, Julie, I think he should be used as a super sub. Last 30, when other teams are knackered, to maximise the advantage of his skills. Yeah?
It's not a bad shout, is it?
Put him on the bench for a few games. Yeah. Is John in Venice? John, I really don't know why you do football shows with a background of sodden Venice. It has nothing to do with football. Why do you have a background of Venice?
Because he just loves Italy. I've changed mine around, but I've put all my...
That famous old Newcastle footballer, isn't it? Paul Canal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh.
I tried to get a different background, by the way.
Have you not got your other background loaded onto StreamYard, John?
Yeah,
very, very easy to change, buddy.
I have.
It's easy to change.
I've changed mine.
Yeah.
The stats I was looking for: 2021-22 Bundesliga, 15 matches, 17 goals. 20 the season before, 29 matches, 9 goals, 1 assist in both of them. Europa League, scored 3 goals in 5 games. His ratio is just unbelievable, to be fair. He's well worth a risk.
Yeah, I'd pay £50 million for Schick without a doubt. No doubt about it. Jade says it's not a rant show tonight, back to being diplomatic. Did anyone notice Jade tell me to F off last night? Did anybody actually see that?
Yeah, I'm thinking, what?
I was blown away. I was shocked. Just because I said I would have played Hendrick on Saturday, and she instantly told me
Well,
to F off.
I said it in the comments first.
Yes, you did, Peter.
I did.
Yeah, so
yes.
really,
And you
it should
said
have
it's
been you
not
that she was
about.
swearing at, not me.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't. I expect her opinion because a lot of people will say the same that they want to see Hendrick. But if Hayden's out injured, Longstaff's been abysmal. Willock doesn't look bothered as well. Why not give it a try? I mean, the Burnley game he played in the cup, I thought he did well, and the Wolves game he scores a worldie, and he's barely played since then.
Maybe Howard just doesn't rate him.
Brent and Linda Duff say, wow, ASM fans are more sensitive than the guy himself. Yes. Saudi says, what kind of players did Dave Harrison want in the transfer window? Simply players that would improve us. I know he was a big fan of what's that guy's name at Wolves?
Jimenez.
No, the centre back. What's he called?
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm not even getting there. Move on.
Jesus Christ.
Move on.
Yeah. Derek says, has John had a tiff with J7 because he's played great since he left them? Scotty says it's a shame Wilson is so injury prone because we all know he's the man. Well, we certainly wouldn't, be desperate for a striker if he was still fit. But again, we know he's injury prone, so we do need replacements. Wolves have scored 5 less than us, conceded 24 less. Defenders are the crucial thing, I think. Need 2 centre backs. Yeah, and to be fair, we are obviously hunting centre backs. It's just getting them.
But 456, he's a cricket fan.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Someone say cricket.
Fan. That's. Butler,
yeah, we don't care, Barry. We're moving on.
That was the World Cup winning moment. England win a World Cup and you can't even.
That chick isn't slight like John. He's powerful lad from what I've seen of him. I don't get where you're coming from with him, John. When you said he's not built.
I mean, skinny, like it's quite skinny, like it's like a tall lad and skinny, like. But maybe he beefed up a little bit. But
Johnny is quite beefy. He's not like
when was the last time you saw him, John?
He's not like a Peter Crouch.
True.
Then again, John won't be bothered because he won't be signing for Man United, so he doesn't care.
Brilliant.
Rob says, was dead against a boomerang, but rapidly changing my mind. Desperate times, a boomerang?
A Babyan.
All right, that's totally changed his spelling on his phone, hasn't it? He's typed in Aubameyang and it's changed it to a boomerang. Brilliant. Andrew says we're destined for the championship, so get used to it.
Not yet.
Why is everyone so defeated? Because we lost 1 game in an FA Cup match.
We've got 19. We've got 19 games left.
Yeah, there's plenty time left. And look, like we've said many times, we're not in a bad position like we could have been, to be fair. We could have been out of this by now. Jabba Dabba Doo, please, no. Would you take Perez back?
No. We moved him on. He's gone now, Perez.
Yeah.
Perez is a player that would not turn up for half a season and then he turned up for the second half of the season.
That's fine because he hasn't turned up for the first half of the season. So if we sign him, he's going to turn up for the second half and then we might get 10 goals out of him.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Perez back.
I would sign him back for a very low fee, though. It would have to be somewhere between 5-10 million because he's not worth the money we got for him.
John, Luke wants you to finish this off.
Next, please.
John, shouldn't you have Old Trafford in the background on the green screen?
Exactly, Stephen. It should be Old Trafford in the background there, John. By the way, guys, Chippers is trying to chat up Jade again.
Man.
I don't understand.
He's like a dog who's full of the flipping load of Viagra.
You what, Billy?
He's like a dog who's full of the load of Viagra.
Oh, yeah.
He's worse than that.
Morgul says, I'm hoping rumours about Isak have gone quiet because we're close to a deal. No, it's because he's got I think he's broke his ankle or something. So
Bad ankle injury. Yeah, really bad one.
Yeah. Best comment of the week was Level 7. Dave saying he only watches Atletico Madrid, and Dave replying, you must watch two teams as Atletico don't play on their own.
No, that's
Classic.
what I said. That was my
That's
comment.
what Billy said, yeah.
That
was fantastic, that.
It was funny he was saying on him, show Paul about level 17, you deserve a slap for what you've come out with.
Oh. I think, whose show was it? I think it was Jason's I jumped on the other night because I just, you know, I mean, I love the bloke Level 7, Dave, but he doesn't have come out with some shite.
Some shit.
I know you're watching Level 7, and we do love you. I'm sure he's laughing at that anyway. Dublin.
I like it when he comes on a reaction show and you ask him for his reaction. Oh, wasn't that the game?
Yeah. Oh, no. That was the all-time best quote. Level 7, Dave. What did you think of the Sheffield United Newcastle performance? No, I didn't fucking see it, like.
Jane was she was just killing us.
Oh,
it was fucking brilliant.
Lost the plot. John Noble says we need a Brian Robson type of midfielder. Now there's a good shout.
Yeah, that's a really good shout.
Or just
Definitely.
a Rob Lee.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
or was that for John?
I get the feeling Astral Chimp doesn't want Dele Alli, judging by that comment. Mark would definitely take Divock Origi. Yano says the lad at Watford, Cornet at Burnley. Where did these guys come from?
Shout. France, Cornet, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Cornet played for as a left back before he signed with. He can play anywhere, that kid.
Yeah.
And what a set piece taker he is as well, by the way. Talk of the Toon says, what's happened to Willock?
This doesn't look interested.
$64,000 question.
Is that Rainy Talk of the Toon? It is, isn't it?
No, Toon Talk, Rainy.
Oh, Toon Talk, right, yeah. Okay. So many different names. Arsenal apparently looking at Wijnaldum as well, according to Sky Sports News.
Oh, that's a bit of a kick in the teeth.
I think he'd come to us over Arsenal, though, Barry. I really do. Jerry says, Paul, have you heard the rumours linking up? Yeah, well done.
That was close.
He was going to go there.
My name is not John Sinclair. My name is not Peter Proudlock. I don't fall for shit like that.
No, only for it the once, but it was quite funny.
Yeah, you fell for rapist. We know you did, Peter. That will be forever. And John just falls for anything. Seymour Bush was the last one. That was tremendous. Is that you, Billy?
No, I had him the other day with Ivor Lobb on.
Ivor Lobb. Oh, dear. Brilliant. Jack Lee says Dubravka's got to go. Not good enough. Need a new keeper.
It depends what tactics you're playing. If you watch him against Man United when he was asked not to play out from the back, he was a different animal, and so was that defence. But if you want to play out from the back, then yes, we need a whole new back line, apart from Trippier, of course, and we need a new goalkeeper. So it depends on the tactics.
Fair enough. Right, we have sadly come to the end of the show.
I'm just waking up.
That 2 hours has absolutely flown. I mean, there is literally thousands of comments, guys. So thank you very, very much for all your comments. It's been lively in the chat tonight. I know it has. And it's great to see everybody having different opinions on players and stuff like that. A few silly little comments coming in about, calling us deadbeats and stuff like that for having an opinion on St. Maximan. But look, we want him to improve. We really want him to improve.
Yeah.
Right, coming up on the Toon Review tomorrow night is, of course, the fan forum. So get yourselves all ready for that. Join me and Danielle live on the show. Have your say about all things Newcastle United. We'll see by the time tomorrow night's show kicks off at 8:30, just if we've got anybody through the door or looking like coming through the door. We'll talk about the Cambridge game, and we'll also have a look ahead to the Watford game and get all your predictions in as well. So do join us for that. I will also, obviously, probably be doing a daily live show in the afternoon, just talking about Newcastle United in general, not so much a transfer show, but obviously we'll be talking about any if they come to light. Baz, what's World of Sport TV got?
We're going to try and do an FA Cup roundup on about 6 o'clock, and then we're going to carry on the transfer rumour show from tonight's great show on to 10 o'clock tomorrow night as a late show, and I believe you're joining, hopefully, and Billy will be on there and Jay will be on there. So that's what's coming up tomorrow. There's loads in the future as well, so just have a look out for the channel.
Guys, as you know, the Toon Review and World of Sport TV are in a partnership. We have collaborated together, so please do go and give your support to that channel as well. Get yourself subscribed. We're jumping on each other's channels constantly now. That's going to be a thing moving forward. The channels are linked now, and we are really happy about that, and we're happy that everything is going well for World of Sport TV as well. So go and give them a sub. Stephen, anything coming up on your channel this week, buddy?
Yeah, just doing a few recorded videos tomorrow in a couple of days' time about the strike of search for Newcastle. Just going to do a recorded video on that. Maybe the Watford preview as well. Try and do Watford preview as well, live one.
Brilliant. Coolio. That's one Newcastle, ONE, Newcastle on YouTube. Peter, what you got coming up?
Just me PD's football live show on Friday. Of course, preview for Watford game, match day vlog via there, fan reaction. So get ready for another Archer hilarious moment. Player ratings and obviously quick thoughts after the game.
Yeah, super.
Right, John, you got a half an hour. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. I always John, listen, John, before you tell us what's coming up, it has to be Newcastle stuff. I don't want to hear about you jumping on Man United channels or that crap, right? I just want Newcastle stuff.
Right then. Right, tomorrow night, yeah? Macy is coming on my channel.
No, John, no. Macy is linked to Man United. I'm not having it. It's bollocks.
Okay. John, Wednesday then. Jump on Wednesday, got the fans forum, yeah?
Yeah, John, fans
Thursday?
forum. You need to call that something else because, I took that.
Okay. Fan forum
Video
live.
chat calling.
Did you hear what he just said there? I said you need to change it. He went, okay, fan forum live.
The forum for fans.
I'll have to figure a new one then.
John, think of some new shows, mate. That's what we're trying to say. Think of something new, something spicy, something good.
I mean, I'd like to try a fan forum show, but I don't want to encroach on yours, Paul.
Hey, listen, you can have your own shows. Just don't copy shows. That's it. Just don't copy them.
Supporter speak. How about that, John? That'll work.
That's a good one.
There you go then.
Yeah, have a good finger one as well.
The supporters' view from level 7.
Level 7.
Baz, do you hear that level 7 is going to become a mod on John's channel?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Anyway, John, carry on.
Thank you. First I'll go to
Wednesday.
Match.
Sorry.
Yeah, at least come on. I'm going to do the match preview, Newcastle Watford.
Yeah.
And the press conference.
Which Man United fan have you got coming on for that?
Go on. Time's going to beat us, man. Time's going to beat us, yeah? Right? So
we've got all that.
Press conference reaction on Friday. And I'm up for the match on Saturday.
Did he just say time's going to beat us?
Yeah. We could be here as long as we want.
Impossible, when you have 5 minutes to read this message or it will self-explode.
That's it. So there you go. So that's view on
and you're coming up on Saturday, aren't you? So we'll see you. We'll
100%.
see you on Saturday.
100%.
Yeah, brilliant. Right. Just to let you know, guys, that tonight's show will be going up on Spotify and iTunes and all the rest of it. So that should be up round about half an hour, 45 minutes after the show. So you can now go onto Spotify or iTunes and subscribe to the Toon Review on there. So you'll get all the shows off there in obviously audio format. So if you're going to the gym, you're driving in your car, you want to listen to the show, you can put it on and away you go, or you're out for a run, whatever it may be. So it's on all the I don't know what to say, all the popular podcasts or platforms. Yeah, so go and get yourself signed up to them, whichever platform that you use. If you have enjoyed the show tonight, guys, as usual, please hit that like button. And also, if you're new and you like what you see, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And also, you can become a member. I've got well over 100 members now of the Toon Review, possibly touching 200. I'm not sure yet. But please do go and hit that join button, which is right next to the subscribe button. You cannot miss it. But thank you for everybody tonight for taking part in the comments. It's been a feisty show as we expected. But hopefully it won't get too worrying and new faces will come in. I will see you guys tomorrow. Guys, thank you very much for joining the show tonight. Good night, Billy. Good night, Steve, Baz. Although it's early morning for Baz, John Sinclair and Peter Proudlook. We'll see you all in 2 weeks' time for the next Rumour Mill with hopefully much more signings. Good night, everybody.